What's up, Sooner fans? Welcome back to the Sooner Surge. Happy Tuesday afternoon. Fall is here. Weather temperatures are cooling down. Be a part of what's going on at the Sooner Surge with Sooner Surge Unlimited, where you can have access to communication on a Discord server. You can talk during games and other things. Make sure you're a part of it. At least case scenario, make sure you're subscribed to what's going on here at the Sooner Surge so you can be notified of all the content we're putting out. BV had his press conference today, guys. Let's just start with maybe some things that stand out to you before the University of Tulsa game. Road trip for the Sooners, where it'll probably be 90% crimson and cream there at the University of Tulsa.
Yeah, I mean, he talked about a lot of different things on this press conference today. Just the question that I asked about playing Tulsa and playing it in Tulsa, and just kind of his thoughts on that. And playing an in-state rival, he thinks is good for college football. And I wouldn't say rival, but it's an in-state institution that you're playing against. And obviously the ties with Kevin Wilson. He was asked multiple times about Kevin Wilson and some memories from back in the day. He didn't go into a whole lot of detail, but he did talk about how him and Kevin Wilson used to really have some good hard practices and just some great memories together there at Oklahoma. If you talk about the game stuff, I mean, he was asked about the tackling, and his answer was pretty good and in depth. I thought about how the tackling is better because of a few different reasons. One is the system better. It's another year in the system, so you take better angles, stuff like that. You are playing faster, and then also they're just being developed better. And then also there's guys that are just better tacklers than other guys. I mean, some people, and this was in, he said some people are natural tacklers. And he mentioned, it was funny, he mentioned some guys from the past at OU, and he mentioned Curtis Lofton, Rocky Calmus. Basically, Rocky Calmus, if he got near you, you were going down. And then Roy Williams. And Roy Williams, it was funny. He's talking about how when he hit you, it was flush every single time. No matter the angle he was taking, he was hitting you flush. So just some good stuff on the tackling, and it's been great. Like we've talked about, 7 missed tackles in 2 weeks. With the skill players SMU had to only have 2 missed tackles, impressive.
Yeah, and he also mentioned, kind of touched on some of the guys that have been, not playing as much, injured, and things like that. He talked about being hopeful about Dasan McCullough. I thought was interesting.
Yeah, that was interesting. He said Harrington's still banged up, so it'll be interesting to see if he plays or not. They might not, with this game. I'm not sure. He came back in the other day, but he's still banged up, Brent Venables said. So you got McCullough, who's hopeful. So if both of those guys are unavailable, then you're going into probably, I would have to guess, maybe Bowen, maybe Pearson.
There's a lot they can do at the cheetah position, I think.
There's a lot they can do at that position, for sure.
Bowen and Pearson would be the top 2 guys, but they've got options there. It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, who knows what they decide to do with Harrington and McCullough. It seems like both of those guys, I mean, neither of them are long-term. And with McCullough, I think he could have played last week, but the decision ultimately to hold him out was definitely the correct decision. So it'll be interesting to see if he gets his start and plays the majority of the snaps, or if, they go with Peyton Bowen. But I could easily see them going with Reggie Pearson and then Key Lawrence getting rewarded for his, really great game last game, and then him playing at safety. But, yeah, I think Bowen and Pearson are going to get a ton of reps against Tulsa if Harrington and McCullough can't go.
Well, and this game, I mean, if it goes as planned, you would think there would be a lot of guys that play in this game, because this should be a game that OU should win pretty handily.
Yeah, and you got Cincinnati looming in the distance, right? A week later. So 11 a.m. kick. If you haven't seen that, that's an 11 a.m. kick against Cincinnati. But another thing I thought that was, I don't want to say funny, but I mean, it was like a dumb moment for anyone who thought Jackson Arnold was going to redshirt. Come on, let's be real here.
I was kind of surprised a little bit with the question. I think maybe Venables was, but Like he was like, we don't have quarterback depth. He's not redshirt.
He also hinted, I would have to look at the exact quote, but he hinted that Jackson Arnold's going to play. Like he has been. He's been playing. It's not like this guy's just sitting waiting on someone to get
played
injured.
In both games. So.
He's played in both games early.
And he came in against SMU really early, you know.
Yeah.
But one other thing, a question that was asked was, I believe it was Barry Trammell asked about Texas and Alabama. And he said, you know, Texas is, you know, after that game, you know, they're on the way up and Alabama's on the way down. And Brent Venables is like, Alabama's not on the way down. Like, it's Alabama. They'll bounce back. I think he was a little bit thrown off by the question as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, there you have it. Some things that stood out from the press conference. Is there anything else going into the Tulsa game, guys, that you've heard from either of the coordinators, Roof or Levy, or anyone else that stood out to you guys about heading into game week here?
Jeff Levy's comments yesterday, to me, the biggest thing he said was they got to get 2 and 27 more involved. And I think that's something we've all said on here. And that's something that I think every single Oklahoma Sooners fan has been wondering, where's Javante Barnes and Gavin Sawchuk? Because we saw exactly what they did in the Cheez-It Bowl. It was very impressive. Let's see them do it, you know, in the regular season now. So it's going to be interesting to see how they manage the running back carries this week. I'd imagine you see a lot of Sawchuk, being that he is, you know, Levy said he's fully healthy. He should be even more healthy. Javante Barnes, they got to get him on the field more. You know, Major and Walker are also there. So it's going to be interesting just to see how they manage the running back carries as they start to kind of figure out maybe who the top guys in that room are.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a chance for either one of those guys or both those guys, Brody, to get in there and make a statement. Because one thing that we would all agree that they have missed so far this year is they have not had a home run threat, or really outside of Tolly Walker's 30-yard run, they have not had a back that's put up big numbers on you know, low number of carries with averages. So,
yeah, and I think we have to say one thing that came out today, and Brent Venables opened the press conference with it as a congratulatory moment for Ethan Downs being nominated for that 2023 All-State FCA Good Works team. I mean, the guy's a leader. The guy does so much in the community, and you look in the summer, he's going overseas. He's doing things to help, and it's just awesome to see. Like Brent Venables said, only one in the Big 12 chosen. I think one of 11 nationally chosen. So kudos to Ethan Downs. What a guy. I mean, he's just amazing person.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly the type of person that Brent Venables wants, you know, out in front. He's a culture guy, someone that everyone can look up to and around. So, yeah, kudos to Ethan Downs.
Captain this week, yep.
And another captain this week, Gentry Williams. Brent Venables today said he's fully healthy. That's a great sign.
That is a great sign, because now what you have on that side, opposite Woody Washington, is a guy in Gentry Williams who made some plays early, got a little bit banged up, but obviously it's not a long-term thing, as they expect him to be out there from the start. But you have Kenai Walker, who got about 65 snaps against a solid opponent. So that corner area on that side is just going to be even stronger. And that's what I look all the way across the board, guys, with maybe Bowen getting some time at Cheetah and Pearson. They are building some experience at multiple positions that's going to bode well as the season progresses. So make sure, this is going to be an exciting week. University of Tulsa, you guys that are in that area, the game is sold out. Not sure where you'll get tickets at, but we know there's going to be a whole lot of crimson and cream. And we will have the Jeremy Pomplin on tomorrow to talk about the preview of OU versus TU there at Chapman Stadium. So until next time, guys, Boomer.
Boomer.